Welcome back to ZE Coins. Did you know that some pennies in your pocket could be worth millions? That's right. In today's video, we're counting down the top 7 most valuable Lincoln pennies ever sold. These little copper coins have fetched jaw-dropping prices at auctions, making collectors go absolutely crazy. So, grab your coin jar and let's see if you've been holding on to a hidden treasure. We are diving deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting to talk about the 1960 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You may have seen this coin before, but did you know that certain versions of it can be worth thousands of dollars? That's right, and in this video we'll discuss the history of this coin, the varieties that make it valuable, and what it is worth today in the market. So, if you have a 1960 penny lying around, make sure to watch until the end. It could be worth a fortune. Let's get started. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was designed by Victor David Brenner and has remained one of the most collected coins in the United States. The 1960 Lincoln penny continued the long tradition, featuring the iconic bust of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, what makes this year so special is that it was struck in 2 major varieties, the small date and the large date. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1960 penny so valuable. This particular year is unique because of the 2 distinct date varieties. The small date variety has a more compact and level 1960, while the large date version features a taller and more pronounced 1960. Some collectors actively search for the small date variety, as it is rarer than the large date. But the real treasure lies in the 1960 D small date penny struck at the Denver Mint. If you have one in pristine condition, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Even circulated versions can fetch a decent premium compared to face value. Another key factor in determining the value of your 1960 penny is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS, 70. A well-preserved 1960 small date penny in mint state can command significant value. Rare errors that increase value. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is finding error coins. The 1960 Lincoln penny has several known errors that make it even more valuable. These include double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice slightly offset, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the date or letters. Repunched mint mark RPM. Some 1960 D pennies show evidence of the D mint mark being stamped more than once, which collectors love to find at off-center strikes. If a penny was not properly aligned during striking, it may appear off-center, increasing its rarity and value. If you come across any of these errors, you might be holding on to a small fortune. So, how much is a 1960 Lincoln penny worth today? Well, it depends on the variety, condition, and errors. Here's a rough breakdown of what you might expect. A regular 1960 large date penny in circulated condition is usually worth around 2 to 5 cents. A 1960 small date penny in good condition can be worth anywhere from $5 to $1.50. A 1960 D small date penny in uncirculated condition can fetch anywhere from $100 to over $5,000, depending on its grade. Error coins, such as double dies and repunched mint marks, can sell for anywhere from $50 to over $10,000 at auction. If you're wondering whether you have one of these rare and valuable pennies, here are some steps you can take. Use a magnifying glass to closely examine the date and mint mark for any signs of doubling or repunching. Compare the date with online guides to see if you have a small date or large date variety. Check the condition of your coin. If it looks shiny and free of damage, it might be worth sending to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. Look up recent sales on coin auction websites to see how much similar coins have sold for. The 1960 Lincoln penny is a fascinating coin with a rich history and incredible potential value. If you have one of these coins in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look. You never know. You might be holding on to a rare and valuable treasure. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, always keep an eye out for these hidden gems. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin collecting tips and discoveries. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Let us know in the comments below. That has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. If you have a 1983 D penny in your pocket or coin collection, you might be sitting on a valuable piece of history. In this video, we will explore the history of the 1983 D Lincoln cent, why some of these coins are worth a lot of money, and what the current market value is today. The 1983 D penny was minted in Denver as indicated by the D mint mark below the date. This penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. Unlike older Lincoln cents that were made primarily of copper, pennies minted from 1982 onward were composed of copper-plated zinc. This change was made to reduce production costs since the price of copper was rising significantly in the early 1980s. The 1983 D penny, therefore, is primarily zinc with a thin copper coating. Most 1983 D pennies are common and only worth face value in circulated condition. However, certain rare error coins from this year can be extremely valuable. One of the most famous errors associated with the 1983 D penny is the double die reverse variety. This error occurs when the coin's reverse design is struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering and other details. Collectors prize these error coins, and they can fetch high prices at auctions depending on the condition and demand. Another significant variety to look out for is the 1983 D copper penny. Although all 1983 D cents were officially struck on zinc planchets, there have been a few rare instances where copper planchets were mistakenly used. These rare coins weigh approximately 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams for zinc pennies. If you come across a 1983 D penny that feels heavier than usual, it is worth weighing it on a scale to check if it is made of copper. If you have a genuine 1983 D copper penny, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about the current market value of the 1983 D Lincoln cent. Regular circulated 1983 D pennies without any errors are generally worth just 1 cent. However, if you have a high-grade, uncirculated example, it could be worth a few dollars depending on its condition and grading by services like PCGS or NGC. Coins with the double die reverse error can range from $50 to over $500, depending on the sharpness of the doubling and overall condition. If you happen to have a rare 1983 D copper penny, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars, with some specimens selling for over $20,000 at major coin auctions. So, how can you tell if you have a valuable 1983 D penny? First, check for any doubling on the reverse lettering, as this may indicate a double die error. Next, weigh the coin to see if it is made of copper rather than zinc. Finally, if you believe you have a rare variety, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service to determine its true value. In conclusion, while most 1983 D pennies are only worth their face value, some rare varieties can be incredibly valuable. Whether you are a casual collector or a dedicated numismatist, it is always worth checking your loose change for hidden treasures. We hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to like and subscribe for more coin-related content, and let us know in the comments if you have ever found a valuable penny in your collection. We dive deep into rare coins and their astonishing values today. We will explore the 1983 Lincoln 1 cent penny, a coin that many people overlook, but could be worth a lot of money. The 1983 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 7 billion of these pennies, the Denver Mint produced over 6 billion, and the San Francisco Mint, which primarily made proof coins for collectors, minted around 3 million because so many were made. People often assume that these pennies are not valuable, but certain errors and conditions make some of them extremely valuable. One of the most famous varieties of the 1983 penny is the 1983 double die reverse coin. This error occurred during the minting process when the die struck the coin twice but was misaligned. This resulted in a noticeable doubling effect on the letters and details of the coin, making it highly desirable among collectors. A well-preserved 1983 double die penny can be worth anywhere from $50 to thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. Another key factor in determining the value of the 1983 Lincoln penny is its composition. Prior to 1982, pennies were primarily made of 95% copper, but in 1982 the United States Mint transitioned to a zinc core with a thin copper coating. However, some 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck on copper planchets left over from the previous year. These rare copper 1983 pennies are worth a fortune. A standard 1983 penny should weigh about 25 grams, but a copper version weighs around 31 grams. If you find a 1983 penny that weighs 31 grams, you may have a rare and valuable coin. Some of these copper 1983 pennies have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. The current market value of the 1983 penny Depends on its condition and rarity. A regular circulated 1983 penny without errors is worth only face value. However, if you find one in mint state condition, especially graded MS67 or higher by a professional grading service, it can fetch anywhere from $20 to $100. The real money is in error coins like the double die reverse or the rare copper planchet version. If you want to check whether your 1983 penny is a rare one, you can weigh it using a small digital scale. If it weighs 31 grams, you may have struck gold. Figuratively speaking, you can also examine the lettering on the reverse side to look for any doubling effects. If you suspect you have a valuable 1983 penny, it is best to get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC to determine its authenticity and value. So, before you dismiss that old penny in your pocket, take a closer look. You never know if you might be holding on to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest coin and currency discoveries. We uncover the fascinating details about the 1990 Lincoln 1-cent penny, its history, and its potential worth in today's market. If you have a 1990 penny lying around, you might want to check it carefully, as some rare versions of this coin can be quite valuable. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The design has evolved over the years, but the 1990 penny still features the familiar image of Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro. This coin was widely circulated, but certain rare variations make it highly sought after by collectors. One of the most notable errors from the 1990 penny series is the 1990 No S proof penny. This error occurred when the mint mistakenly left out the S mint mark on proof coins produced at the San Francisco Mint. These coins were only released in special proof sets, but if you happen to come across one, it could be worth thousands of dollars due to its rarity. The standard 1990 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with the Philadelphia and Denver mint marks appearing as P and D respectively. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins, which were primarily meant for collectors. The vast majority of 1990 pennies are made of copper-plated zinc, which became the standard composition in 1982 when the U.S. Mint transitioned from solid copper to a zinc core with a thin layer of copper plating. Now let's talk about the value of the 1990 Lincoln penny. A regular circulated 1990 penny is typically worth only its face value of 1 cent, but uncirculated and proof versions can fetch higher prices. A standard uncirculated 1990 penny can be worth between 10 and 50 cents depending on its condition. However, if the penny is in a pristine mint state, graded MS67 or higher, it could be worth several dollars. The real value lies in error coins and high-grade proof coins. As mentioned earlier, the 1990 No S proof penny is incredibly valuable, often selling for thousands of dollars at auctions. A recent sale of a high-grade 1990 No S proof penny reached over $3,000, making it one of the most sought-after modern pennies. If you think you have a valuable 1990 penny, it is always a good idea to get it professionally graded. Coin grading services such as PCGS and NGC can help authenticate and grade your coin, which can significantly impact its value in the collector's market. To increase your chances of finding a rare 1990 penny, consider searching through old coin rolls, bank-wrapped rolls, or even your pocket change. Many valuable coins are still in circulation, waiting to be discovered by keen-eyed collectors. So, what do you think about the 1990 Lincoln penny? Do you have any in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on valuable coins and collectibles. We uncover hidden treasures in your pocket change and coin collections. In today's video, we are diving deep into the 2002 Lincoln penny, exploring its history, potential value, and what makes some of these coins worth significant amounts of money in today's market. The 2002 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which was first introduced in 1959 and continued until 2008. The obverse features the classic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has remained a staple on the U.S. 1-cent coin since 1909. The reverse, however, showcases the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparro to commemorate the historic monument in Washington, D.C. The 2002 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 major locations across the United States. These include the Philadelphia Mint, which did not feature a mint mark, the Denver Mint, which can be identified by the small letter D beneath the date, and the San Francisco Mint, which produced only proof coins, distinguishable by the S mint mark. In terms of mintage, The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 3.26 billion pennies, while the Denver Mint produced around 3.17 billion. The San Francisco Mint, on the other hand, created a much smaller quantity of about 3 million proof coins, designed specifically for collectors and not meant for circulation. With such high mintage figures, most 2002 pennies are still found in regular pocket change, but certain varieties and errors make them highly valuable. Some of the most sought-after versions of the 2002 Lincoln penny include those with errors. A notable example is the double die error, which occurs when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice in a slightly misaligned manner. This can result in visible doubling on Lincoln's face, the date, or the inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If you come across a 2002 penny with such an error, you could be holding on to a coin worth anywhere from $20 to a few $100s, depending on its condition and the severity of the doubling. Another important error to look out for is the off-center strike. These occur when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the minting press, causing part of the design to be missing. The value of off-center struck pennies varies, but the more dramatic the error and the better the coin's condition, the higher the value. Some of these coins can be worth $50 or more. Collectors also seek 2002 Lincoln pennies in pristine condition. Coins that are uncirculated or graded by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC in mint state 67 or higher can fetch a significant premium. A regular 2002 penny found in circulation is worth just its face value of 1 cent, but a high-grade specimen can sell for anywhere between $5 to $50, and in some cases even more if it is a top pop coin. Proof versions of the 2002 penny, particularly those with deep cameo contrast, are also valuable to collectors. These proof coins were specially struck with high detail and mirror-like backgrounds. A 2002 S-proof Lincoln Cent graded PR70 deep cameo can be worth between $20 and $100, depending on demand and rarity. Now, let's talk about the highest recorded sales for a 2002 Lincoln penny. While most coins from this year do not command extremely high prices, there have been auction records of certain rare error coins and high-grade specimens selling for impressive amounts. For instance, a nearly flawless MS68 red example has sold for over $1,000 at auction. So what does this mean for you? If you have a 2002 penny, it is worth taking a closer look at its condition, possible errors, and overall quality. While most circulated pennies from this year are only worth 1 cent, rare varieties and high-grade examples can be worth much more. To maximize the value of your 2002 Lincoln penny, consider getting it graded if you suspect it is in top condition. Additionally, holding on to certain coins, especially those with errors, could be a wise investment as demand for rare pennies continues to grow among collectors. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2002 Lincoln penny. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more coin collecting tips, and let us know in the comments if you have found any rare 2002 pennies in your collection. We explore the history, value, and market worth of rare coins. Today, we will be discussing the 2016 Lincoln 1 cent penny and why it might be worth more than just a cent. The Lincoln Cent has a long and fascinating history. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than the traditional representations of liberty. The coin's original design by Victor David Brenner showcased Lincoln's bust on the obverse, a design that has remained a staple of the penny for over a century. The reverse side has undergone several changes throughout the years, including the famous wheat ears design from 1909 to 1958, the Lincoln Memorial design from 1959 to 2008, and the modern Union Shield design introduced in 2010. The 2016 Lincoln penny is part of the Union Shield series, which features a shield representing national unity, a fitting symbol for a coin honoring one of America's most revered presidents. Most of these pennies were struck in large quantities at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, making them fairly common. However, certain errors and variations can make some of these pennies worth significantly more than their face value. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors. Some 2016 Lincoln pennies have misprints, double dies, or off-center strikes that can drastically increase their value. One of the most notable errors is the double die obverse, where certain features of the design appear doubled due to a minting mishap. If you come across one of these error coins, Its value can range from a few dollars to potentially hundreds depending on the severity of the error and the demand from collectors. Another factor that affects the value of a 2016 Lincoln penny is its condition. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades indicating a coin in near-perfect condition. Uncirculated 2016 pennies with a high MS65 or higher grade may fetch premiums, especially if they have a brilliant red coloration. Red pennies are more desirable compared to brown or toned ones because they retain their original mint luster. Some rare varieties of the 2016 Lincoln penny include coins with missing letters in the inscriptions, die breaks, or off-metal strikes where the penny may have been mistakenly minted on a different metal planchet. If you believe you have one of these error coins, you should consider getting it authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. The market value of the 2016 Lincoln penny varies depending on its rarity and condition. A standard 2016 penny found in circulation is only worth its face value, but rare errors or high-grade specimens can be worth significantly more. For instance, a high-grade 2016 Lincoln penny with a full red designation can sell for $10 to $20, while an error coin with a dramatic mistake could fetch hundreds of dollars at auction. If you are interested in collecting Lincoln cents, it is always a good idea to check your pocket change and rolls of pennies from the bank. You never know when you might stumble upon a valuable error coin hiding in plain sight. The key to determining a penny's value is researching, comparing auction results, and seeking professional grading when necessary. To conclude, the 2016 Lincoln 1-cent penny is a modern coin with a rich historical background and hidden potential for value. While most of these pennies are common, certain errors and pristine specimens can be worth significantly more. Keep an eye out for unique markings, high-grade examples, and unusual features that could make your penny a treasure. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed this discussion on the 2016 Lincoln penny and its potential worth, be sure to. We explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we will be taking a closer look at the 2019 Lincoln penny, a coin that may seem common at first glance but holds interesting variations and potential value for collectors. Stick around as we dive into its history, errors, and what makes it worth more than face value. History of the 2019 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, honoring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Over the years, the design has undergone changes, including the transition to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959 and the Shield Reverse design introduced in 2010. The 2019 penny features the Shield Reverse, symbolizing Lincoln's preservation of the Union. This coin was minted in 3 major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were released for general circulation, while the San Francisco minted coins were struck as proofs for collectors. Key features and composition. The 2019 Lincoln penny is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, a composition introduced in 1982. It weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. While millions of these pennies were produced, certain variations and errors make some of them highly desirable for collectors. Rare errors and variations. Some 2019 Lincoln pennies have errors that significantly increase their value. Here are a few key ones to look out for. Double die errors. These occur when the coin's design is struck twice, resulting in overlapping features. A double die on Lincoln's profile or the date can command a higher price. Off-center strikes. If the design is not properly aligned during minting, parts of the image may be missing, making the coin unique and valuable. Die cracks and cuts. These imperfections appear as raised lines or lumps on the coin surface due to wear on the minting dies. Transitional errors. Occasionally, a coin might be struck using an incorrect planchet, such as a leftover blank from a previous year's composition, leading to rare collectible pieces. Market value and worth. Most 2019 Lincoln pennies in circulated condition are worth just face value. However, uncirculated examples, proof coins, and error coins can fetch higher prices. Here's a breakdown of their market value. Circulated coins? Generally worth 1 cent unless they have a significant error. Uncirculated coins. In pristine condition, they can sell for about $1 to $5. Proof coins typically valued between $3 and $10, depending on their grade. Error coins. Depending on the rarity and type of error, Values can range from $50 to several $100s, with exceptional cases exceeding $1,000. How to identify and sell valuable pennies. If you think you have a valuable 2019 Lincoln penny, start by examining it under a magnifying glass to spot any errors. A coin grading service like PCGS or NGC can certify and grade your coin, adding to its value. Online marketplaces such as eBay and Heritage Auctions are great platforms to sell rare pennies. Conclusion: the 2019 Lincoln penny may not seem special at first, but certain variations and errors can make it highly valuable. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, it's always worth checking your spare change for hidden treasures. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin-related content. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!